Oh, hello again. How was that? Oh, what is this weather like? Absolutely brilliant. We always get good weather for Breaking Bands Festival. We've had a little bit of rain here and there. A couple of years ago, I had to spend about 4 hours mopping out the glamping tents because they hadn't been put up right and they got flooded. And that was the last year we had the glamping tents, mind you. Sod that for a malarkey. Anyway, what will be coming up for you next? In this next section, we've got interview with Jonny Suicide. He's played Breaking Bands in 2015 with both New Generation Supertars and Rocky Shade's Wildside Riot. Played again in 2018 with New Gen Superstars. He's also in a band called Needless Things. So he's going to have plenty of rock and roll stories, I think, and will also be taking part in the now infamous Breaking Bands Battle of the Bands quiz. So that should be fun. After Jonny, we've got Ash from Midlands rock band Dig Lazarus. Dig Lazarus first played for us in 2018, and Ash is back today with a wee solo acoustic set for us. I do like a little solo acoustic set. I'm a bit of a sucker for that kind of thing, it has to be said. After Ash, we've got another acoustic set. It's a full band acoustic set from, where are they? The Northwest UK Rockers, Cry for Mercy. Cry for, sorry guys, sorry. Little mind blank there. It happens, you know what I mean. Cry for Mercy, as I say, they've got a full band acoustic set for us. And I'll see you a wee bit later. Enjoy.
Move the cursor away. Right, it's Mucker J here for Breaking Bands Virtual Festival 2020, and I'm delighted to be joined by Jonny Suicide. Hello, Jonny.
All right.
It's like we've been here before.
It is like we've been here before. I've got a little dot on the corner now that says recording.
Oh, so you could have been the one.
This is the first time I've used Zoom, so I didn't know that happened.
Right, okay. Well, we'll use that excuse, shall we? So, Jonny, you're not in just one band. You're in several bands. So we've got New Generation Superstars, which seems to be your main project. We have Rocky Shade's Wrathchild, which is your sort of seasonal project. And we've got Needless Things, which is your up-and-coming project. So before we go into talking of lockdown, just give us sort of a rundown of where you were with each of your bands.
Okay, I've got to try and remember it all again now.
So not that we've recorded this before.
So with New Gen, we've just finished recording the covers EP before we went into lockdown. So there's 6 or 7 kind of covers that we all chose one, then there's a couple that we play live anyway that we recorded. Obviously, Gaz is currently at home mixing that. He's obviously being a music teacher. He's not at school teaching, so he's at home doing stuff like that. So which is quite good for us. Although he did, I forgot to put this in the first bit. He did lose his hard drive with all our stuff on. He found it again 3 days ago. So that may just be his excuse for not doing anything on it for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, could be, couldn't it? That sounds like an excuse.
He's just been sat in his garden drinking gin and tonic, I think, because he keeps posting photos of it. So I think that's probably more like it. But yeah, so that'll see the light of day, hopefully, towards the end of this lockdown, or if anybody knows when that is. So that'll see the light of day then. We've just recorded a single that we're going to do a split single with a French band called the High School Motherfuckers that we've done some gigs with in the past. So they asked us to do a split 7-inch single with them. So we've recorded that. That's out there. So the Roxys have been begging to play that on their show, so they've got hold of that, and I think Wordy's got it as well. So that's been on their shows the last couple of weeks. So that's out there. So people who listen to Hard Rock Hell Radio will have heard that. That's called Not Every Day. I forgot that. So that's out there now for people to listen to. I was saying when we get round to pressing that as a 7-inch single, that'll be available for people. Wrathchild. Well, obviously, like you say, that's kind of the seasonal band. So that's we do 5-6 gigs a year max. So we just finished playing Dementia Aware Fest probably about 3 or 4 weeks before we got locked down. So that was the last thing we did. We've got probably 1, maybe 2 booked for the rest of this year. With New Gen, we've got quite a bit booked, but we've cancelled a fair bit of that over the summer. The next thing on the agenda is, in theory, us travelling to Spain in October. we're not sure how that'll pan out, because obviously, do we have to fly into Spain, then lockdown, be quarantined for 2 weeks and go anywhere, and things like that. So we don't really know, but we've left that as happening at the minute. Obviously, it's one of our favourite things to do in the year is to go. We go every year to play around Madrid and places like that. So we're hoping for that to happen. Who knows?
And we sort of said, I sort of offered earlier, didn't I? Obviously, having a bar out in Ibiza. If you're in Madrid, you can nip over. It's only 30 minutes on the plane. Come and play in Ibiza, and have a few days.
We may well do that. I'll run that past the boys. I can't imagine AJ, Davey, or Gaz saying no, we're not doing that.
Couple of nights in Ibiza, free bar. What's not like to like?
What's not to like?
Yeah.
What's not to like?
We've even got beer pong tables in there as well.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Davey would be really rubbish at that as well. He'd be so drunk.
To be fair, I don't think beer pong tables during or after COVID-19 is really a wise thing. So
no, probably not. No, yeah,
they might get put aside for a little while.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of things will be. That's why I'm a bit cautious about playing gigs and stuff, because will people want to come? Will they have to stand 2 meters apart? I don't know how it'll work. Who knows?
Nobody knows. Absolutely nobody knows. So you could have a QI card now. Nobody knows.
Yeah, well, I think that's the answer to everything. And even the people who are making the decisions don't know, do they? So it's new to everybody. So we'll see how that happens. So, and then the third one, the needful things, that was kind of something we were just starting. So it's basically like a little kind of super group between like local musicians. So myself and AJ from New Gen, Ben Marsden from Spangles and Main Grains. He plays in Warner Hodges' band as well. I forgot about that. Hilda, Ian Slack from Drug Dealer Cheerleader, and Xander, the Total Rock DJ who plays in the Ghost Tribute Band. So we basically get all together and play some New Gen songs, some Drug Dealer Cheerleader songs. There's a Kid Clumsy song from Xander's other band from back in the day. There might be a Suicide Tuesday song. There's Main Grains, Spangles, maybe something from AJ's first band. And we just throw it all together and go out and play each other's songs for a bit of fun. Hilda did it about 10, 12 years ago with Rob Lane, and Xander was in it then. And they were going out playing all the music from their bands back then. So we were just starting that up. So I'd just been learning kind of Spangles, Main Grain songs and things like that to get going. We were due to have our first rehearsal the first Friday we were in lockdown.
Oh, dear.
So yeah, that's kind of put that on hold, but still something we're going to look at doing towards the end of the year or the start of next year. And maybe you'll see it as a festival near you. So
you like the oldie version of Hollywood vampires, aren't you?
We are the bargain basement Hollywood vampires.
Bargain basement, yeah.
We haven't got Johnny Depp there. We've got AJ, who's a lot better looking.
To be fair, yeah, Johnny Depp. There could be brothers from other mothers.
Yeah. AJ,
you never know.
Yeah, with his chiseled good looks and his thing, he loves it.
Oh, and the pecs out and everything,
Oh yeah. Even at his age, he likes getting his pecs out. Not as often nowadays, I must say. But
is it because it's become a 12-pack or an 18-pack now?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's more a barrel than a 6-pack of cans.
Fair enough.
Still far too good looking for his own good.
Yeah, definitely. So during lockdown, obviously different bands have adapted well. Some bands have just took it as let's take a time out and have family time. Some are still working because they're key workers. How has your band adapted to technology and lockdown?
A bit of all that, really. So I know certainly with AJ, he's taken a lot of time out to do stuff at his house. And I spoke to him the other day and he'd not picked his guitar up for 4 or 5 weeks, which is unheard of for him. He's always got his bloody guitar in his hand writing tunes. So he's done that. I've still been working because I work in food manufacturing. So it's kind of been quite normal for me going to work and back every day. Still being in the environments I'm in normally. So there's not been a great deal of change apart from the weekends where we can't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
So Davey's still working as well. Obviously, Gaz being the music teacher, he's kind of stuck at home. With Wrathchild, Oz is a locksmith, so he's still working. Rocky's a postman, and he's probably the busiest he's ever been because people are just buying. I mean, we get parcels delivered here every day. Rachel's always buying something. So I'll
We were
mention.
talking earlier about Rocky and saying with that big bazooka he's got, he's probably social distancing and firing parcels at people.
I've absolutely no doubt.
I can picture it. I can,
Oh yeah.
you know, I can see him in the street going, "Na na na na, here is your parcel."
Yeah,
I like that.
He's got one of them trolley things, and he's obviously got it on there, and I bet he's got it mounted to his parcel trolley.
Just press the
He just
button.
kind of
Fire it
moves it
home.
along. Hopefully it'll work better than it did at Hard Rock Hell Sleeves.
If anybody out there has Rocky Shades as their postman, please tell us if that's what he's doing. We'd like to see that. That would be.
On his post round, there is a massive Wrathchild fan that he delivers to who can't believe that Rocky's his postman.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's like he says he blows him away. He's like, Rocky Shades is my postman. I can't believe it.
I suppose there's got to be a village idiot everywhere.
Yeah. Normally in Rocky's village, it's Rocky.
Yeah. Oh, it's Rocky Shades.
Love him, really. Love him.
Of course we do. Of course we do.
What a legend.
Oh, brilliant. Well, it's good to see that everyone's still coping. You've been writing songs as well, haven't you? You've been.
Yeah, so I bought a bit of technology to play with at home, and I've written a few songs that I've sent a couple of them to AJ that he's decided are really good, so we'll keep them for new gen songs. So I'm guessing anything that's not great will probably make the light of day with my voice on it, but we shall see.
I've heard the album might be called Johnny's Greatest Cuddles or something.
Yeah, Mr. Cuddles.
Mr. Cuddles, that's it. Yeah.
You want 50% of the royalties for that, don't you?
That's it. Yeah. Spotify royalties. We'll split it 50p each.
Yeah, 50p each. Yeah, sponsored by Bullspunk.
I've still got some. I made some road trip last year, and I made too much of it, and I've still got a 2-litre bottle. I can't dare open it because, I don't know.
Great stuff, isn't it?
It'll be going in my bar anyway.
Oh,
I don't know whether I'll still call it Bullspunk or I'll call it COVID or something. I don't know.
It looks like something that had come out of COVID.
Well, yeah,
but it tastes great.
And I've got to do a T-shirt slogan. I've slurped Jay Bullspunk.
Yeah. You should do that. There'd be quite a lot of people wearing that, which made you a bit of a tart.
Do you remember Hayley Legs?
Yeah.
Well, you know, she used to do the Area 51 at HOH and on the stilts with the other girls.
Yeah.
And so I used to carry around bottles of this Bullspunk at the gigs. And the one time, I just remember this, all I hear is somebody shouting from above. I'm with a load of guys and they're having their photos taken with the ladies' crotches. And all I hear is, "Oi, Jay, got any spunk?" So I throw this bottle up to her and she's having this spunk and she's saying to the girls, "Oh, slurp Jay's spunk, it's really good." And these girls are looking at Hayley and what?
Thinking, what's she on about?
Yeah.
I know the first time Rach tried it, I think we were walking over the bridge in Pueli at Hard Rock Hell, and you came running up going, try my spunk in your bottle. So I tried it, and Rachel's like, "What on earth are you drinking?" I said, "You just need to taste
it." Yeah.
She was really dubious. She was like, "So just taste it, it's great."
Didn't say no though, did she?
No.
Nobody says no to spunk.
No, see, nobody says no to your spunk, Jay, to get to taste it. It's that nice.
Oh dear. I think the most I ever made, I made it Breaking Bands 1 or 2. I think I made 7 litres of it.
Really?
It took about a week to make, and I had these big 5-litre tubs, plastic tubs, and they looked like something that was like in a sperm donor bank. It just looked wrong, and I was stirring it with these spoons, and like, the smell is great though.
Yeah. So yeah, if Mr. Cuddles the album appears, it'll be sponsored by Jay Spunk. That's all I'm going to put in the corner of it.
With a splatter as the logo.
Yeah, just a splat. Yeah. Jay's sponsored by Jay Spunk.
Oh dear.
So we've been doing a bit of that. So we I've got some technology so I can fanny around with some music, and wrote a couple of songs. Like I say, sent them to AJ, and just for him to have a listen to, and he's like, "Oh, that's wicked." So I'm guessing that's a new gen song then.
Brilliant. At least you've been productive, eh?
Yeah. As I say, and Davey's done a little bit as well. I've had a few guitar riffs pop in me inbox from Davey. So he's normally the laziest member in New Gen as well. Davey, you can't normally get him to learn bits if we're going into the studio tomorrow. Davey will be sat at home tomorrow morning learning the solo for the song he's got to do a solo for. So, but no,
hell.
he's been. We've got a couple of bits that Davey's done that are floating around. So that's he really must be bored at home because obviously he's obviously made his way through Pornhub all the way to the end. So he's like, "What can I do now?"
I'll play with my guitar.
I play with my guitar instead of playing with this because it's going to fall off.
Until Rocky gets him a new one.
Yeah, which he may well do. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Obviously, coming up at the end of this year, Mr. Shades is getting married. So that should be good. That's in November. So I'm hoping that can still go ahead. But he's having a posh afternoon tea for his thing. So I'm not sure how Rocky Shades and posh afternoon tea go together, but that's
Yeah, it could be fun. You'll have to find out how much mischief you can cause.
I think probably a fair bit. Although Rachel will be like, behave yourself, we're in a posh place. So I'll have to probably
just get hold of that rocket and just find ways you can use it in the whole thing, you know.
Well, what I might do, I might get one of those, you know, the big kind of popper things that he puts inside it. I might get one of them. So when I'm sat in his wedding, when he goes, I do, I might just go and set it off without him realising.
He'll have a heart attack. Remember, he's in his 70s now.
He's only in his 60s.
Yeah.
But I did tell him that he needed to isolate Shield because of COVID. So everybody over 70's got to. He wasn't impressed.
No. We do love Rocky, don't we? We do love him.
Absolutely, 100% love him to bits. Yeah, love him to bits.
Brilliant. Right, I think it's time for the quiz. Okay, you ready for this? So it's general knowledge. It's 1 point for each one you get right. No points if you get it wrong. We don't go back to them. So if you don't know, just have a guess or pass. And then there's a bonus question at the end.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, we're back. Oh, shit.
Yeah, you're back.
I think you know the rules by now.
Yeah. As long as the bonus question is not about any band that I'm in, I'll be okay.
Yeah, it's about Wrathchild.
Yeah, I haven't got a clue then.
Wrathchild UK, you're not in that band.
No, that's true.
No, you're in Rocky Shades Wrathchild.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually know that Rocky Shades Wrathchild was a band after Wrathchild UK.
Yeah.
I didn't know he'd already had that before Wildside Riot and all that happened, and then he's brought it back.
Yeah, well, when he first put Wildside Riot together, it was Rocky Shades Wrathchild with Gaz and I think Iggy Pistolero was playing guitar in it.
He was, yeah. Gypsy was in the band, yeah.
Yeah, so there was a few. Yeah, that started off as that, and then I think he decided that he didn't want to. He wanted to do something completely different, so they obviously called it Wildside Riot. It was me and Gaz that talked him back into calling it Wrathchild. I says, look, you know, when we play live as Wildside Riot, people like the Wildside Riot songs, but we play.
As soon as he plays Nuclear Rocket and Trash Queen at the end, everyone goes mental.
Everybody goes nuts. So I says, we'd be mental not to just play Wrathchild stuff. So
do you remember a couple of years ago, I set it up that I got Gaz Harris down the front as well, and it was amazing. I think that was the beginning of the re-friendship of everybody from previous fallouts and everything. It was like I helped with that. You know, that was really cool. I think it was. Did they sing Nuclear Rocket for that one together?
I think Gaz did
over the barrier.
Rocky went down to the barrier and sang with him, didn't he?
Yeah.
And not long after that, I think we played a festival somewhere. I can't remember where it was. And Gaz Harris's, no, it wasn't Gaz's band. Phil Vokin's new band played on the same festival. And at the end, when we did Nuclear Rocket, when we were still Wildside Riot, Phil Vokin's got up and played guitar. So I've actually played Nuclear Rocket on stage with two of the original members of Wrathchild, which was really cool.
Well, there you go. So you do know everything about Wrathchild, so you're going to get that one right. It's easy. Don't worry. There's a good bit of history. Okay, are you ready? So, question 1. What is Elvis Presley's middle name?
Aaron.
Correct.
That's easy. We have a singer called Aaron, so I'm not.
I know, it makes it a bit easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Who is the singer of the Counting Crows?
Oh, the Counting Crows. Oh, it's that guy with the dreadlocks. Oh, God. No, I haven't got a clue. I can see his face, but I don't know his name.
Adam Duritz.
No, I wouldn't have got that.
You wouldn't have got that. You're not a fan.
No, I wouldn't have got that.
Who is known as the Queen of Soul?
Queen of Soul. Aretha Franklin?
Correct. Hold on. I'm just putting your scores down. Right. I lost your quiz. Right. Right. Question 4. What is the lowest male vocal range?
The lowest Male vocal range. Baritone.
Oh, unfortunately not. What part do you play in the band?
Guitarist.
You're a bass player, aren't you?
No.
Oh, I thought you was bass. Well, it's a
Yeah,
bass
I am, yeah.
anyway. Oh,
Oh,
you
is
are.
it bass?
Yes, it's bass.
As
Terrible.
soon as you said no, I was like, oh no, it's going to be something else. And as soon as you said what part do you play in the band, I was like, oh crap.
It's yes, terrible. Which famous group were once known as the Quarrymen?
The Beatles.
See, you're old enough for these questions. No, you just hang around with the old guys of the band. That's what it is.
Yeah. But I'm not the oldest one. I'm not the oldest one in any band I'm in.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the youngest, aren't you? You're the baby face.
No, Dave is the baby in New Gen. I can't think of the other bands. Rothschild.
You've got to be
Gaz.
the youngest in Rothschild, haven't you?
No, Gaz. Oz is 6 weeks younger than me and loves the fact that he's 6 weeks younger than me. And obviously in the Needful Things, I'm in the Needful Things with AJ, same as I'm in New Gen with AJ. So he'll be the oldest in every band ever. Yeah, go on.
Right, question 6. What was the name of AC/DC's lead singer who died in 1980?
Bon Scott.
Correct.
Absolutely.
I'd like to confirm at this point we are still recording.
Yeah, it says in the top left corner.
I know. Phew. We've had some tech issues, haven't we? What is the name of the Irish singer that won the Eurovision Song Contest twice?
Oh, Irish singer. God. Daniel O'Donnell?
No, it was Johnny Logan in
Oh,
1980 and 1987.
yeah, you see, by 1980, I may have watched it. By 1987, I will have completely disowned stuff like that. But no, I haven't got a. He's the only Irish singer I could think of.
Well, at least he didn't say Katrina.
Yeah.
We have had that one.
Yeah, we have.
Let's see. Who is the frontman for the Prodigy, or known as the frontman for the Prodigy?
Keith Flint.
Correct. My pen keeps running out. Stop getting them right. I've got no ink left. Who is the drummer for Metallica?
Lars Ulrich.
Correct. What is the name of the group that had a hit with the Macarena?
Oh, the Macarena. Last Ketchup.
Last Ketchup. No, you're thinking of the wrong song.
Oh, they did the Ketchup song, didn't they?
Yeah, it's Los Del Rio.
Oh, they got a silly. It's got a silly dance. That's all I know.
It has got a silly. I'll give you a point if you can do the dance.
No, I can't do the dance.
I didn't think you would. I'm not going to push you on that one. No. Which pop singer won the most Grammys in the 80s?
Pop singer won the most Grammys in the 80s. Michael Jackson.
Absolutely. Which British pop group had a hit called Angel Eyes in the 70s?
Angel Eyes.
Yeah.
British pop groups. That's probably a little bit before my musical knowledge of 70s. No, I have no idea.
It was Roxy Music.
Oh, okay. The only Angel Eyes.
Go on, sorry.
The only Angel Eyes I can think of is the LA Guns song.
Did you know Roxy Music had a tribute band called Stevie Roxy Music? That was good.
That was funny, wasn't it?
That would have been good.
He wouldn't know any of the words, though. He'd just stand there going like that, pretending he knows the words.
Remember, if he knows the words, he does pull the microphone away from his mouth. You remember that?
Yeah, which doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't, does it? But he knows the guitar. He knows the riffs.
Mate, we've actually played a new song live, and he sang along to it. First time we'd ever played it. We didn't
like that.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, and it's like, I don't even know the words to it.
Oh no. Let's not pick on Stevie Rocks. Let's do that another day.
Love him.
Which pop singer married Debbie Rowe?
Debbie Rowe. Was that wasn't that Michael Jackson as well?
It was. It was indeed. You're the first person to get it right.
Like his cleaner or something.
It was his nurse. I believe it was a nurse of some kind. I don't know.
I think it might well have been. Yeah. Ah, yeah.
There you go. Which British singer had a hit in 2006 with Rehab?
Rehab. Oh, that's her that's died. Oh God, there's a statue of her in Camden. I can see it. Amy Winehouse.
No. See what I did there?
Very good.
Yes. You're panicking then, thinking, I'm sure that's the right answer.
Yeah, I can see the
Um,
statue in Camden. That sort of made me think. I was like, oh god, it's there with a big beehive on her head.
that's the one. What was the nationality of Mozart?
Mozart, Dutch.
Austrian. Very
Oh,
close.
I knew it was around there.
Yeah. Never mind. So close. Oh, I was going to mark that as correct then. Hold on.
Yeah, we can do.
Which country was Celine Dion born?
Canada.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Where are we up to next? Oh, how many strings does a violin have?
4.
Correct.
Playing a 4-string instrument. That one was. Yeah, I should have got that one right, shouldn't I?
Yeah. In which city was John Lennon killed?
John Lennon was killed in New York.
It's correct. And your final one before the bonus. Which British rock band were famously known for pioneering the light show?
Pink Floyd.
Yes, well done, well done. So we got 12. We got 12 points. The top score is 17. Hold on. No, we got
7. I only got 3 wrong.
13 points. Yeah. I can see that I've put 6 on a tally. You've got 13 points. I've put 5 across and one the other way. You've got 13 points, and the top score is 17, but there is 4 bonus points at the end because it's a double-ended question. Ooh.
Oh dear.
I got those words wrong. It's a 2-part question, and each part is worth 2 points because it's vaguely connected to your bands. So your bonus question is related to Wrathchild, the original Wrathchild. And seeing as you have played with members of Wrathchild, it shouldn't be too difficult. So here we go. Rocky Shades, the original singer of Wrathchild and Wrathchild UK, and Rocky Shades Wrathchild. So one of the band's most well-known albums, their debut album, Stack Attack. Can you name the year the album was released, and what was the Gary Glitter cover that the band released on that album?
Really? Oh no. Oh, year it was released. Oh, 80s, early 80s. I've got it on vinyl right there. I want to say 84. It was released.
Spot on. The year the band was actually formed.
Yeah. Do you want to know a little bit of trivia about 1984? They were actually invited to be the opening band at the Monsters of Rock.
Wow.
And their record label turned it down because they thought they should be higher up the bill than opening. So obviously they didn't do it. Motley Crue did do it. And look what happened.
Wow. Who was headlining, do you know?
Who headlined 84? Was it
got to
AC/DC?
be Black Sabbath and stuff like probably AC/DC.
No, it was AC/DC, wasn't it? AC/DC was Van Halen. Yeah, but that was the year Motley Crue opened, and Wrathchild were offered the opening slot, and the record label turned it down because they thought Wrathchild should have been higher up the bill.
Wow, that's terrible. That's
yeah. Rocky still wins that now, which I would do as well.
Well, you'd never have known him.
No, I didn't know him then. I was only 12.
No, but I mean, even now, if they'd gone on and done a Motley Crue, you would never have been in that band, would you?
No.
Or maybe you would.
Maybe I would. Who knows? Yeah. No. If they'd have reformed then, it wouldn't have been me. It'd have been like Nicky Six or something like that, wouldn't it?
Wow.
If they'd have been. But yeah, that was a thing. Rocky quite often talks about that.
I'm going to try and use that as a little bit of a tease trivia next time I see him.
Yeah.
Remember that band Motley Crue in 1984?
Yeah, and he'll go, we were offered that slot, So what was the other part of the question?
The other part was what was the Gary Glitter song that the band covered on Stack Attack?
Oh God. When we Rocky Shades Wrathchild together, I wrote the set list out for it, and I put this song on it. I can't remember what it's called I didn't know it was a cover. And then Oz actually messaged me and said we probably shouldn't play that because it's a Gary Glitter cover. And I was like, oh my God. So I discarded it straight away, and I've completely forgot what it's called. Something Boys.
Appropriately.
No, not that sort of thing about boys. Although that's probably what Gary Glitter meant. All right with the boys.
All Right with the Boys. The original
Yes.
song was called Doing All Right with the Boys, which is what Gary Glitter wrote in '75, and they released All Right with the Boys in '84 on that.
Yeah. Oh, I
It's
can't
only
believe I
8
got both of
tracks on
them
the
right.
album, weren't it?
Yeah, brilliant. So because the ones we play, I obviously know really well, but the ones we don't, I don't really know. But that one only kind of popped up because we did say we were. I suggested we play it, not realising it was a Gary Glitter cover.
Yeah, I mean, I actually listened to the track when I wrote that question. I listened to the track this morning, and I'd never heard it before. And I listened to the Rocky version, and his voice has not changed at all.
No, it still sounds
I
exactly
mean,
the same.
it still sounds original. I listened to the original track this morning. I'm like, oh my God, you can really hear his voice there. It doesn't sound like it's changed in 36 years.
No, we go when we're in the rehearsal room. You know, you hear a lot of singers, people like Vince Neil, I suppose, who are really struggling with their voice as they get older. Rocky still sounds the same. Still sounds exactly the same. It's really cool.
He don't look the same though. I couldn't pick him out off that Stack Attack cover.
Oh, with the blonde hair.
I couldn't find which one he was.
Huge blonde hair like that. Yeah, I know. It doesn't even look like him, does it?
No, I still don't think it's him. But I stare at it and that's not Rocky Shades.
I'll tell you something about the Stack Attack stuff. When we were learning it, so obviously I just stick it on by ear. So I put it on my iPad, plug my bass in, and play along to it to learn it. Tuning wise, that album is not in any tuning I've ever tuned my guitar to. I couldn't play along to it. I was like, that's not right, that's not right. And I said to him, I says, what tuning did you play this in? Was it normal? Was it half a step down? And he's like, no idea, not playing an instrument. But I found out a bit later on, some of the songs they did, they sped them up slightly or slowed them down slightly to make them sound better. So the tuning's slightly out.
Oh.
Now, the stuff off Stack Attack, I ended up getting the YouTube video up of that, Live in London.
Yeah.
Video. I ended up getting that up, and that's in standard tuning, so playing along to that because it's the only way I could learn them because it just didn't sound right while I was playing along to them. It was weird.
Well, they put their little touch on it then, didn't they?
Yeah, loads of phone calls to Oz, the guitarist. What key are you playing this song in? How are you playing that? Why don't it sound like that on the record?
Brilliant. Right, you have got 17 points. 17 points. Awesome. Well done. You are level in the lead with two other bands, but we do have a tiebreaker question. You didn't think you'd done that good?
No.
Okay.
I never thought I'd get those Rothschild things at the end.
I didn't know if that was going to be too hard, but I couldn't think. And I should have done Wild Hearts. I can see you're dressed in your Wild Hearts. I should have done a Wild Hearts one, but maybe I think I got it right. It worked for you anyway.
I would have probably got them right.
Would you?
Yeah. My Wild Hearts trivia is ridiculously good.
But we would never have known about 1984.
No, this is true.
So it was great. So it's
next time you speak to Rocky, you ask him about it.
Oh, I'm going to ask him all about it.
Yeah.
Right then, the tiebreaker question, which we don't expect anyone to get right, but it's worth a guess. So the question is in dollars and rounded up to the nearest million. How much money was raised at Wembley during the Live Aid concert in 1985? How many millions?
How many million? I haven't got a clue, so let's just take a million. 120?
Oh, I thought you were going to say another word at the end. 127 million.
Oh,
wow!
Tell me that's the closest.
How did you? It is the closest. How did you conclude 120 million?
Well, I don't know.
Just such a random guess.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to go. When you're trying to think, oh, would that have been a lot of money back in 1985 or not a lot of money? Because obviously with inflation and stuff, that wouldn't sound a lot nowadays if people were doing massive fundraisers like that. So I was like, is that right? Is that enough? Is that not enough? I don't know. Don't know how I got to 120.
Well, incredibly, somebody else on the same score as you had guessed 110 million.
Oh, so they were winning up until now.
They were winning, yeah. So you are currently in the lead. We still have,
Yes.
I think, 5 or 6 people to go. They're all coming up on my messengers now saying, are we ready to do this video? So we'll see. You are currently in the lead, and this video will go out during Breaking Bands Festival weekend, and then on the Monday night, on Bank Holiday Monday, we'll announce the Battle of the Bands winner. Could it be the man from New Gen, and from Rocky Shades, and from Needless Things, and from Mr. Cuddles? Jonny Suicide, it's been wonderful chatting to you, and great insight in what's going on. Stay safe with all of what you're doing. Keep distributing that food, and I'll keep eating it.
Everybody wants crisps.
Crisps, yeah, definitely. Okay, and we'll speak to you very soon. Stay safe.
You take care, mate. See you later.
See ya.